On this note, I'm not hating on the guy, but I need to know that I'm not crazy here. Okay, Archcast. Have any of you guys listened to Archcast on YouTube?
I have not.
I've listened to some of his stuff.
Right, and he's a pretty intelligent guy. He's really funny. He laughs a little bit too much at his own jokes, but we all do sometimes. But I swear to God, this guy, there's no way he's actually British. Like, it's a character. It has to be a character. And I haven't had anybody else tell me they know who he is. So, like, if you listen to him, he breaks out of his accent really regularly. Not like Sydney from Sydney Watson, you know? Like, I know Australian people that have that half and half accent. But this dude, he, like, only rolls certain R's that, like, royal, you know, kind of British foppish accent.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Caricature of one.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't blame him if it's a caricature.
But you're just not sure which it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good enough to not be certain.
Right.
Well,
It sounds like a white guy like me trying to do a British accent for a character.
What was that Family Guy cutaway where they're talking about those guys that speak English so well they almost sound native but not quite? And then the two blonde, like Eastern European guys talking to each other, like sounding normal, and then all of a sudden they get some words wrong or the accent slightly wrong in some words.
Yeah. I have a Hispanic friend who's like that. Everything's just fine until he reaches certain things, and he'll go full AOC on you. It's pretty funny.
Dude,
He'll be like, Brazil.
Oh,
Hey, we're gonna go down to the store and buy some Brazil nuts.
Do you realize what you just triggered?
Oh boy!
You mentioned her name.
Okay, what I meant was
you brought down the hammer of Jews.
Oh, bring it on! That's funny.
I did not see that coming.
That's what she said.
But
last week, Billy Bob was sitting there going, play it, when Royce was going on a rant, and I finally went and played it and didn't realize it was on loop, so it like repeated.
It's like the remix. You're getting into my game a little bit here.
We tore up all of Australia with that. She dropped so many of the beams in a row.
Chill Kid, what if you find out that Archcast dude is actually like Jamaican?
Yeah, I'd be like, I called it. I'll make a whole career on it.
The Jamaican accent is actually very interesting because anybody can imitate it and you recognize right away what accent they're imitating, but nobody actually does it right.
That's fair.
It's very difficult to properly imitate, but anybody imitating it is recognizable regardless.
Well, Madame Cleo had it down pretty good. She's from like Ohio. So
yeah,
isn't she like from somewhere like no place, Ohio?
I don't remember, but yeah.
But call me now for your free reading, Yeah,
every once in a while I bring her up just to remind the world that she existed.
Yeah. Oh man, it was such a good grift. Oh my God.
She was the medium that would put us in contact with the deceased Budweiser frogs.
What was that other dude that did kind of the same thing? And he looked like Max Madsen.
Crossing over with John Edwards?
Yeah. Where he'd be like, does anybody here? I'm getting the color red and the letter F. And it'd be like, my Uncle Frank loves the color red. Now I'm getting a funeral. I'm very sorry. No, Frank's fine. But his dog died 15 years ago. That's pretty recent. What? Like, it was just
sketch comedies loved him.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people loved him. A lot of teary-eyed, single ladies.
Even people who didn't buy a lick of it still loved his show. So I thought it was entertaining. I guess he had some kind of stage presence or something.
Yeah, I mean, like I thought it was funny because right after that, I like went to a couple like seminars on how to kind of cold read a room like that, and I never figured out how to do it well, but you could see how he got there. He got his own show because of it.
You probably have trouble comprehending it for the same reasons as me.
Right. I'm an honest person who doesn't like deceiving people.
Yeah. Well, the autism kind of gets in the way of that too.
It is true. The abstraction kind of makes it tough because
everything is so abstract. It's like if somebody says gray area in my brain, that just translates to they're lying to me.
Well, how I handled that, I learned to handle like the difference between being serious and like sarcasm and then just a normal joke is by just studying a lot of media, a lot of great classic comedies, especially all the early SNL guys, their movies and their stand-up. Like learning how to cross those lines was tough for me until I saw people doing it and then watched the people in the room reacting. So
I learned social interactions from watching episodes of House, then wondered why I had no friends.
Fair enough. I started with Ren and Stimpy. Not a smart move. Not a smart move at all.
Then you sort of have the Matt Walsh effect where you're not really sure if he's being sarcastic or serious, and so you get this weird sort of gaslighting.
Well, a few years ago, to get him pinned down too. You're right. It is tough at first, but like especially when he like berates his own fans, but like it's about something that at first I'm like, damn, that's harsh, and then I realize, okay, yeah, that's how it's kind of his shtick, where he complains about people. You're all canceled, all of you. That's why today the entire world is canceled, except for me, of course, which is why I'm also canceled. And like, what?
It's like this weird alternation between being serious and being sarcastic. So you're not sure where the sincerity ends and the comedy begins. That's what's dangerous about that kind of.
Right. Yeah, I did it so much. One day, I said something. Sonnet said right back to me. She goes, "I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or serious." I didn't know which one did. I didn't know either. And I'm the one who said it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should give the sarcasm a rest because I don't know anymore.
Right. And you know what? And that's a really good point you make there, because especially with my kids, once I learned how to use sarcasm, I mean, it started to be a thing. It's in my language in times where I don't want it to be. So I don't want to do that to my kids, because there's been more than once where I've been frustrated and told a joke, and like when I'm like especially my oldest looked at me and said, "Is that true?" Like, kind of hurt a little bit, and I didn't really mean to hurt her. So yeah, there are times where it's like, man, I'm getting too deep in the sarcasm. Which, if you look at the root words of sarcasm, there's sar and chasm. Sar meaning human flesh in the I think the Latin, and chasm, creating a chasm. So you're basically tearing flesh open. Hi, Kikoman. I saw that.
I never heard that before.
Hail.
So we got
the soy is in the room.
Hold up. The General Secretary of the General
Kiko Man, you came in too late. The alternate version Kiko Man left.
Namo Keek.
As long as we can get the Kiko Bame.
I feel sorry for you, Otter.
Say that one more time.
I say I'm sorry that she's saying that to you, Otter.
Oh no, I meant Chill Kid. I couldn't hear what Chill Kid said.
The Kiko Beam from the video.
Oh yeah, Kiko Punch.
When I first discovered Flash, like me and my friends would watch that video over and over again. There's 2 different dubs of it too, but it was amazing. Oh, don't hail me! No. At ease. I don't know. What do you say?
Yeah, the other Kiko Man was here a little while ago. Kiko.
What?
The alternate universe Kiko Man.
I can't wait to see this cross-universe battle of the Kikomans.
It's going to be epic.
Well, they're going to be drawn to each other like Highlander.
And you'll end up with soy sauce that boosts testosterone from the alternate universe.
Crisis on Infinite Soy.
The duel of soy.
Okay.
I
don't know why I'm like immediately
drawn. Kikomon Soylent Green. I regret nothing for that corny ass joke.
Oh, it was fine. It was good.